Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in recent US history, the 2021 United States $quarter, known as Washington crossing the Delaware. At first glance, it might look like just another modern quarter in your pocket, but trust me, coin collectors around the world are keeping a close eye on this one. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the hidden story, the rare errors, and the real money value behind this 2021 masterpiece. From the front, the obverse, we see a familiar face. George Washington's classic portrait that's been on our quarters since the 1930s. But flip it over, and you'll find a stunning design that captures one of the most heroic scenes in American history: General George Washington crossing the icy Delaware River on the night of December 25, 1776. He stands tall, sword in hand, leading his troops to a crucial victory in the American Revolution. This powerful image only appeared on quarters in 2021, making it a one-year-only issue. That's right, this coin sits in a unique moment in U.S. minting history. It marked the end of the America the Beautiful series and the beginning of a new era of quarter designs. Because of this, collectors see it as a key transitional coin, and transitional coins often become treasures down the road. Now, the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced hundreds of millions of these, so ordinary 2021 quarters in circulation are still very common. In average circulated condition, they're worth what you'd expect, just 25 cents. But, as every coin hunter knows, it's the rare varieties and errors that can turn a simple pocket change find into something worth real money. Let's talk about those. Among the most famous error types for this coin is the die chip on Washington's hat. This looks like a small raised blob or lump of extra metal sitting right above Washington's hat on the reverse. Depending on the size of the chip and its clarity, collectors have paid anywhere from a few dollars to over $100 for clean examples. Another exciting one is the boat die chip, a small blob of metal on the boat or near the sword handle. These tiny details might seem insignificant, but error collectors love them because they make each coin unique. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design is shifted noticeably to one side. If the off-center is dramatic and the date is still visible, values can jump drastically. There are also reports of double die varieties, where parts of the lettering or design show a faint doubling effect. A doubled e pluribus unum or $quarter can easily push a coin's price well beyond face value, and don't forget the proof coin struck at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were made for collectors, featuring mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. Proof versions of this quarter in pristine condition can fetch several dollars, especially in silver-proof format. Now, for collectors listening right now, here's what to look for in your change: check the hat, the boat, and the lettering under a magnifier. Look for extra metal, doubling, or misalignment. Small imperfections that came straight from the mint can make your coin much more valuable. Alright, let's talk real numbers, because this is where things get exciting. A standard 2021 Washington crossing the Delaware quarter from circulation is worth 25 cents, maybe 30 or 40 cents if it's in mint state condition. But certified uncirculated examples graded MS 67 or higher have sold for around $20 to $50. Error coins are the real stars. Quarters with large die chips, dramatic off-center strikes, or major doubling have sold for hundreds of dollars, and in a few rare cases, special mint error examples have reached over $1,000 at auction. Even a small hat chip error in beautiful mint state can bring between $10 and $50, depending on demand. And remember, these coins are only a few years old, so values could climb as collectors realize how short-lived this design was. So next time you get change back from the store, take a closer look at that 2021 quarter. You might just be holding a tiny piece of history, a symbol of American courage and determination, and maybe, just maybe, a coin worth far more than 25 cents. Top 2, we are talking about a coin that hides more secrets than you might think: the 1972 United States of America $quarter. It's one of those coins that people see every day but rarely look at closely. Yet for collectors, this year can mean excitement, discovery, and even big money. the 1972 quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington on the front and the powerful image of the bald eagle on the back. It was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with AD, and San Francisco with an S for proof coins. Most were made of copper and nickel, not silver, but certain rare pieces and minting errors can be worth far more than just 25 cents. Let's talk about what makes this coin special. One of the biggest attractions for collectors is the doubled die obverse error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly, creating a shadow or doubling effect on the lettering. On some 1972 quarters, you can see doubling on the word Liberty, Washington's I, or the motto, In God We Trust. These errors can transform a regular coin into a collectible worth serious cash. Another sought-after mistake is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably misaligned. If part of the coin's design is missing but the date is still visible, it becomes a rare and valuable mint error. Then there's the clipped planchet error, where a small curved section of the coin is missing, giving it a unique bite-like look. Collectors also look out for high-grade uncirculated coins, quarters that have never been used and still shine with their original mint luster. These are harder to find, especially in perfect condition. The San Francisco proof versions are another favorite, with mirror-like surfaces and deep details made especially for collectors. Now, for those who love a good mystery, there are rare reports of 1972 transitional silver errors, coins struck on leftover silver planchets from previous years. They're extremely rare, but if your coin sounds different when dropped or weighs slightly more than 5.67 grams, you might have a special one. So, what's the real value of the 1972 quarter? A normal 1972 quarter in circulation is worth 25 cents. In uncirculated condition, it can bring $2 to $10. High-grade examples certified as MS-67 have sold for around $200. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint can sell for up to $100 in perfect condition, but the real prizes are the error coins. A strong double die or major off-center strike can bring between $100 and $500, depending on condition. And if you ever find one of those ultra-rare silver transitional errors, it could be worth over $1,000 at auction. So next time you're going through your change, don't ignore that old 1972 quarter. Check the details, look for doubling, off-center designs, or clips. You might just be holding a piece of American history, and maybe even a small fortune. Top 3, we are talking about one of the most talked about coins in American history, the 1965 United States quarter dollar. This is not just any coin. It's a year that marked one of the biggest changes in U.S. coinage history. And because of that, some 1965 quarters are now considered hidden treasures worth far more than just 25 cents. So if you have one in your collection or pocket, listen carefully, this coin might surprise you. The 1965 quarter looks just like the Washington quarters we see today. It features the classic portrait of George Washington on the front and the proud bald eagle on the reverse. But what makes this particular year special is what lies beneath the surface. Literally, before 1965, all U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver. But that year, the mint made a major change. Because of rising silver prices, the U.S. stopped making silver quarters and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. The 1965 quarter was the first year of this new design. That means it was the very beginning of the modern quarter, and that's exactly why collectors love it. Here's where it gets exciting. During this transition from silver to clad, a few mistakes happened. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare transitional error coins look almost identical to normal ones, but they are made of silver instead of copper-nickel. Finding one is like hitting the coin collector lottery. If you look closely at the edge of a regular 1965 quarter, you'll see a copper-colored stripe. That's the copper core of the clad metal. But on a silver quarter, the edge is solid silver with no stripe. Also, a silver quarter weighs about 6.25 grams, while a regular 1965 clad quarter weighs around 5.67 grams. So, if your coin is heavier and doesn't have that copper edge, it could be a rare silver transitional error worth a lot of money. Apart from the famous silver error, there are other rare varieties that make the 1965 quarter valuable. Some coins were struck off-center, showing only part of the design. These minting mistakes make the coin visually unique and very collectible. There are also double die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled. Doubling on the words, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even Washington's "I" can raise the value significantly. Another exciting error is the clipped planchet, where a curved piece of the metal blank is missing from the edge. These mistakes give each coin its own personality, and collectors love them. Proof-like examples of the 1965 quarter also exist. Even though the mint officially stopped making proof coins that year, a few special strikes with mirror-like surfaces have been discovered. These coins were likely test strikes or experimental pieces, and they're extremely rare today. For collectors, the 1965 quarter represents more than just a design, it marks a turning point in American coinage. It's the first of the modern era, yet it carries the charm of the Silver Age. That's why both beginners and advanced collectors hunt for this coin. Now, let's talk about the real-world numbers, the actual market value of this famous coin. A regular circulated 1965 quarter made of copper nickel is usually worth its face value, 25 cents. Uncirculated examples with full mint luster can sell for $2 to $10, depending on condition, but the value climbs fast when we talk about errors and special varieties. A double die or off-center error can be worth from $50 to a few $100s based on how visible and rare the mistake is. Now for the big one, the 1965 silver transitional error quarter. These have sold at major auctions for incredible amounts. Depending on condition, one of these coins has brought over $7,000, and in some cases, the best examples have gone for more than $10,000. That's right, a simple 25-cent coin from your pocket change could be worth as much as a used car. Top 4, we are talking about the 1988 United States quarter dollar, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but has some interesting features for collectors. By 1988, all U.S. quarters were made from copper nickel clad, so there is no silver content, but that does not mean these coins are without value. The obverse still features George Washington, and the reverse shows the classic American bald eagle perched on arrows and an olive branch. Quarters in 1988 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, making it easy for collectors to identify the origin if you know where to look. Even though 1988 quarters are generally common, some coins stand out because of minting errors. Double die errors occur when letters or numbers, usually on "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," appear doubled. Coins with clear doubling in uncirculated condition are highly collectible. Die cracks or cuts form when extra metal appears on parts of the coin due to die damage, and the unique shapes make these coins appealing to collectors. Off-center strikes happen when the coin design is misaligned, leaving part of the coin blank, and the larger the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Clipped planchets occur when a portion of the coin's edge is missing, creating a curved or crescent-shaped clip, and each one is unique. San Francisco proof coins have a mirror-like, shiny finish with sharp details, and some of these coins show subtle die polishing lines or variations that collectors examine closely. Even regular 1988 quarters have appeal to collectors who look for uncirculated coins with full luster and no wear. Error coins, such as those with doubling, misalignment, or clipping, can make a common coin collectible. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are prized in top condition because of their sharp detail and mirror-like finish. The real-world market values of 1988 quarters vary depending on condition and type. Circulated coins are worth 25 cents. Uncirculated coins in MS 60 to MS 63 condition typically sell for $1 to $3, while higher uncirculated coins in MS 65 or better can fetch $5 to $15. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint usually sell for $3 to $10. Error coins, including double die errors, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets, can range from $20 to $150 depending on severity. A 1988 quarter is usually common, but mint errors can make certain coins valuable. Collectors pay close attention to doubling, misalignment, clipping, and die anomalies. Even a small mistake can turn an everyday coin into a collectible treasure. giving coin enthusiasts the thrill of discovery and the chance to find hidden value in something that might seem ordinary. Top 5, and last rare coin, we are talking about the 1966 United States quarter dollar, a coin that may seem ordinary but has a fascinating story for collectors. The 1966 quarter marks an important era in U.S. coinage because it was part of the first full year after the mint stopped using 90% silver in quarters. From this year forward, all quarters were made from copper-nickel clad, making them more affordable to produce while still keeping the iconic design. The obverse features George Washington, while the reverse shows the American bald eagle perched on arrows and an olive branch. Coins in 1966 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but like all coins from this period, no mint marks were used, adding an extra layer of intrigue for collectors. Even though most 1966 quarters are common, some varieties and errors make certain coins highly collectible. Double die errors can occur when letters or numbers, often on "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," appear doubled, and coins with clear doubling in top condition are particularly sought after. Die breaks or cuds, where extra metal forms on parts of the coin, create unique patterns that collectors love. Off-center strikes, when the design is misaligned leaving part of the coin blank, are rare and more valuable the greater the misalignment. Clipped planchets happen when a portion of the coin's edge is missing, forming a curved or crescent-shaped clip, and each one is unique. Some coins also show subtle die polishing lines or other minor anomalies that attentive collectors find fascinating. Even regular 1966 quarters have collector appeal. Uncirculated coins with full luster and sharp details can sell for more than face value, while error coins like double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets can reach significantly higher prices. Circulated 1966 quarters are worth about 25 cents, uncirculated coins can fetch $2 to $5, and coins graded MS 65 or higher may reach up to $100. Error coins vary from $50 to $300 depending on the severity, and extremely rare varieties can sometimes sell for thousands of dollars if unusual planchets or striking errors are involved. The 1966 quarter tells the story of a major transition in U.S. coinage, from silver to copper-nickel, and shows how even small errors can make a coin extraordinary. So the next time you find a 1966 quarter in your pocket or your change jar, take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of history or even a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1966 quarter, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We explore coins, uncover hidden treasures, and share the stories behind ordinary change that can turn into something extraordinary. Stay curious, keep collecting, and join us for the next coin adventure. You never know what you might find.